Around the Ozarks is now on your FM radio. Listen to Around the Ozarks mornings with Grace Gooley as I spotlight local people, stories, and podcasts, all while playing the country legends of the 90s and the hit makers of the 2000s. It's on the Ozarks' best country, 105.1 The Bull. It's time for Around the Ozarks News, sponsored by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Thompson Sales, Advanced Car Care, Smouse Brothers, and United Plumbing. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Forhetz.
Hey there, good morning to you. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well and had a good week because the weekend is here, and we'll tell you about some stuff going on this weekend coming up. But first, some news.
All right. An 18-year-old man charged in the March murder of a Springfield teenager is now also linked to an earlier shooting during a robbery. Court documents say Jeffrey Archaga allegedly shot a woman in the leg back in January during a drug deal gone wrong. Prosecutors say 6 weeks later, he then ambushed and killed 15-year-old Miles Young. Two other suspects are also in custody, including a juvenile. In regards to some of these cases, Archaga remains in jail without bond, with a court hearing set for June. In addition, he is the man accused of being in this country illegally. A suspected tornado hit down in Clinton, Missouri Wednesday night, causing damage, but thankfully no injuries. That storm moved quickly through the city, damaging homes, trees, and some school buildings. Several structures were hit, including a warehouse that was destroyed. The local school was canceled for the day, in-person classes for roof damage. Community members started cleaning up efforts right after the storm rolled through.
Yeah, there were reports night of, it sounded like it was bad. Fortunately, it wasn't nearly as bad as what was being shared on social media, and that is good news. 6 people are recovering after a deck collapsed at a Lake of the Ozarks house Wednesday night. First responders say the collapse happened at a multifamily home near a golf course. All 6 victims taken to the hospital. Crews also pulled a 7th person out of the building. The cause of the collapse not yet known, but is under investigation. Yikes. City of Nixa is moving forward with a major infrastructure expansion to support future growth. The city says the city has approved plans to seek bids for a new water tower, lift station, and wastewater upgrades there in Nixa. The project could cost up to $20 million and serve thousands of acres of undeveloped land at this point. It is the largest upgrade in more than 2 decades there in Nixa. Still not finally approved. Final approval is pending a second city council vote. So we'll let you know when that happens.
Students at Missouri State University will see higher tuition costs starting next school year. The Board of Governors approved a 5% increase, raising in-state tuition to $317 per credit hour. University officials cite rising cost and flat state funding as the main reasons as to why the increase. Additional fees and charges to refund policies are also going to be implemented, changes to refund policies. The average annual cost now for in-state students for MSU will be around $11,000. College is expensive.
Yeah, we told you that was likely coming, and now it's here. It's official.
All right. Now to this, Missouri State is also investing more than $2 million to repair fire damage inside Craig Hall. That damage stems from a 2025 fire caused by a malfunctioning HVAC unit in the theater. Most of the costs will be covered by insurance, with repairs included in an ongoing renovation project. Officials say combining the work will save time and money. That building is part of a larger performing arts complex upgrade overall.
Okay. Well, this weekend, you're not seeing things if you see a lot of Corvettes around, a lot of Corvettes in town, more than 80. In addition, more than 80 rare and restored Corvettes are on display at the Springfield Expo Center. Some of those vehicles date back to the 1950s. They're being judged for a national competition. So it's a pretty big deal in the Corvette world. And that is a big world where people are passionate about their vehicles. Many of those cars also have deep roots in Missouri, so there's stories that go along with them. It's open to the public today and tomorrow. So get out, check it out if you love Corvettes.
A low-cost pet vaccination and microchipping clinic is set up for Saturday in Springfield. Tomorrow, it's a walk-in event from 9 to 1 with registration opening at 8:30. Services are offered on first-come, first-served basis for up to 90 pet owners. So if you want to be among those, you got to get there first come, first serve. Vaccines and microchips will be available at reduced prices. Organizers recommend arriving early because of the limited capacity.
All right. Also this weekend, the Ozark Lyric Opera is bringing the sound of music to Springfield this weekend. The production stars internationally acclaimed performers Michael Spires and Tara Stafford Spires. They are a married couple with unbelievable voices. I mean, Michael, we've told you about this before. He was named the best opera singer in the world, and he's from Springfield.
That's so cool. And his wife Tara, I actually know her,
Yeah.
and she's equally as talented. So
yeah, they're unbelievable.
Kind of fun. It's a family affair,
and they're local, which is incredible. So,
yeah.
You can go to the
they're
show.
from here, but they travel the world to do this, so
yeah.
that makes them internationally acclaimed.
Yeah,
literally.
They're from here, but they're never here. They're always performing on a massive stage somewhere else. But this weekend, they're here on the local stage at the Gilloys, which is awesome. Showtimes tonight. Doors open at 6:30, 7:30 curtain. And then there's a Sunday matinee with doors opening at 1:30, showtime 2:30. Again, that is at the Gilloys. Tickets still available because yesterday I got tickets for Sarah and me. We're going tonight.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and you don't even know it, so I'm telling you right now. Surprise.
I didn't even know it.
Yeah, we're going to go see Michael and Tara, and it's going to be fantastic.
That is so cool. I know Tara's dad. I actually work with him, and he's really great, so that's kind of fun.
Yep.
Well, cool, babe. Look at that.
It'll be fun. And there's dinner included, but only for Sarah. Oh. The rest of you have to get your own dinner.
Okay.
I will provide dinner for her.
Sounds pretty great.
So it's like a date.
Yeah. This thing called a date. Yeah. Can we get an amen from all the parents of like young kids driving them around?
Our kids are old enough to be by themselves for a little bit now. So it's fantastic.
One of them has a car. So, all right. That's all we got, folks. Happy Friday. Thanks for tuning in. And we are super thankful for all of our sponsors as well. We couldn't do it without you. The Springfield Greene County Park Board, Thompson Sales, Advanced Car Care Auto, and Smouse Brothers Foundation Repair, and United Plumbing. So thanks to all of them. Thanks to you for tuning in. And we do hope to see you Monday morning.
Have a great weekend.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, brought to you by Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, Taylor Gruba Chevrolet, and Godfather's Pizza. Here is your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Friday in the Ozarks. It is April 17th, and we are waking up with temperatures starting out. Well, we're in the 60s and we'll warm to the 80s today. So it's another day with warm weather. And much like the last 4 days, we have another chance for strong storms in the forecast today. And I think this one will be a bit more robust, with most of the area seeing chances for severe thunderstorms as we head into this afternoon and this evening. This morning, everything is a go. You can get out and about. You don't have to worry about storms this morning or through the lunch hour. It's going to be later today as we start to see those temperatures warm up and get into the 80s. Well, the atmosphere will destabilize, and the results will be showers and thunderstorms widespread across the Ozarks that should diminish as we head closer to the after dark hours. Severe storm chances, though, take the headlines. And in fact, there's kind of a higher chance for some more widespread severe storms in the forecast today. All modes of severe weather are again possible. Yesterday, we saw some of that large hail over in some of our eastern counties. And that's going to be potential with some of the storms that develop this afternoon. There's also going to be a wind threat as well as a low end risk for some tornadoes. So it's yet another day to stay weather aware Not uncommon for us in the month of April, but this week has kind of provided us chance after chance of severe storm, and today is no exception. We're dry this morning. Storms will invade as we head into the afternoon and evening hours, and it's a wide area across the country expecting some severe storms. This stretches all the way from central and northeastern Oklahoma, back up through northern Arkansas, right through the Ozarks, and then it stretches all the way up into portions of central and northern Illinois toward the Great Lakes. A lot of folks could see some severe weather today. You may hear about this storm system in national news headlines, and pockets of these storms will also have some super heavy downpours in them. So some flooding could be potentially possible with a few of those storms that do develop this afternoon. We've got unstable air in place. You can almost feel it outside. It's mild. We've got temperatures starting out in the 60s, and it almost feels kind of wet. You feel that humidity in the air. Well, we've got all the ingredients in place to create some of those strong to severe storms later today. And there's a lot of moisture hanging in the air. So for us, it does mean that excessive rainfall risk does exist as well. We do have multiple threats across the Ozarks today, including an enhanced risk of severe weather kind of running along and north of I-44. This stretches up through central Missouri, through Kansas City, through much of southeast Kansas. And I think this will be kind of the bullseye that sees the heaviest amount of thunderstorm activity later today. All severe weather hazards will be possible, but damaging winds, especially along this leading line of storms that develops, is going to be the most widespread hazard for many of us in the Ozarks. And the highest severe potential, again, will stay north of I-44. However, it's certainly possible along Highway 60 and even in the southeastern Ozarks, places that got hit hard yesterday with some of those strong storms. Well, you could still see more later this evening. We've got cooler temperatures then in place for the weekend. In fact, dare I say it will be cold this weekend. We've got numbers only falling back into the 30s for overnight lows. It will be a frigid start for some. If you got those early morning sports games, soccer fields, it's going to be chilly. Make sure you bundle up, bring the blanket with you if you have weekend plans. Additional heavy rainfall is possible with some of these storms too. In fact, there will be places that receive anywhere from a ½ inch to 1.5 inches of rain. Highest rainfall totals are going to be north of I-44 with some of the stronger storms that I mentioned. So do look for pockets that could see maybe 2-3 inches of rain, which would be problematic. The ground is saturated in a lot of spots, so we could definitely see some ponding on roads and maybe some minor flooding even of our streams and waterways. Around the country, the weather is active as we head into the weekend. There is late season snowfall happening in the Cascades and the Rockies. We've also got severe weather for this big portion of the Midwest, as I mentioned, and that's going to lead to a push of cooler weather for much of the central U.S. We get a taste of the severe weather today, and we definitely are going to feel cooler by this weekend. High temps will struggle to even make it to 60 degrees on Saturday. I think we stay in the 50s for highs, and morning lows are going to start out in the 30s each day. All right, it's time for that Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question for the day. And the question that I had for you yesterday was this: what is the only planet where a day is longer than a year? And the options were A, Mercury, B, Venus, C, Mars, or D, Earth. Well, hopefully one of those you can rule out pretty easy. And if you guessed B, Venus, you would be correct. Congrats if that was your guess. Your correct answer has entered you to into a drawing to potentially win $50 to Godfather's Pizza. And I'll give you your next chance to win right now. What is April's birthstone? Do you think that is A, the emerald, B, the ruby, C, the diamond, or D, the sapphire? No Googling. I will be back with that answer first thing on Monday morning. Thanks so much for listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather this morning. I hope you have an enjoyable weekend. Don't let your guard down. I know it's Friday. It is the weekend, but we've got severe storms in the forecast this afternoon and evening. So have those weather radios on, make sure your phone alerts are turned on, and have a way to get your watches and warnings so that everybody stays safe. I'll be back to chat with you first thing tomorrow morning. I hope you have an enjoyable weekend, and a big shout out to our sponsors: Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet, and Godfather's Pizza. Have a great one, everybody.